Hello shooters, today's the second installment in target indicators. First one was shape, and now we're going to do shine. Shine gives reflection. A classic example of shine is an old school AK that has the wood. Even newer AKs also have the flat. Well, it's not really that flat. It gives off. It's just a semi-gloss paint that can be a target indicator. Remember, a target indicator is something that you hope that you don't give off, but you hope your enemy does. So it's what draws the eye to either you or to your enemy. So you try and avoid the target indicators. This one being shine, you want to avoid this. If you rock with an old school AK like this, paint it, camouflage it, just like we talked about in shape. And it'll disguise the shine. It'll flatten that shine out so it's not quite so shiny. Another thing that exhibits shine is safety glasses or prescription glasses. Since this isn't flat plastic, it's not quite as bad as flat plastic, but it still exhibits shine. That's something you'll just have to, it's a double-edged sword. Eye protection, in my opinion, is extremely important. If you get in a gunfight, you may not get shot, but bullets are going to be hitting the impacting cover around you or the ground in front of you, and those bullet impacts are going to send off secondary missiles of concrete fragments, dirt, rocks, and none of those things are good for your eyes. So I'm an advocate of wearing safety glasses, but you just have to be cognizant of the downside. The downside is they can be a shine indicator. That's just something you have to be aware of. Here's another example. Okay, here's old school Alice, and maybe not so much anymore, but there's still a lot of guys that violate this. If you see somebody wearing an old school Alice rig, odds are they're going to have an angle head. I don't even have an angle head flashlight because they suck so bad as shine indicators, because they're a flat plastic and they wear them right here, and you can see. I mean, you can see it's like a mirror. Okay, so shine indicator. If you're rocking an old school Alice gear, do not put that military angle head flashlight there on your shoulder. A huge shine violation. Another thing to think about for shine violations is when you are wearing gear and you're loaded down with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and upwards, if you're wearing if you're wearing a backpack for third line gear, whatever, and you're hunting bad guys at the same time, it's hard work, and you're gonna sweat, and so you're gonna have sweat on your face. If you have short sleeves, you're gonna have sweat on your arms, and that's going to be a shine violation. So that's something you got to be aware of. Camouflage paint helps to an extent. Wearing long sleeve helps to an extent. Another thing that gives off shine is a wristwatch. Okay, there's my shine indicator for wristwatch. What you can do is just take a sweatband, or you cut off the top of an OD green sock and use that as a sweatband. That'll cover that shine indicator up on your watch, because watch is important. If you're coordinating with other units or with other people, knowing what time it is important. You got to have a watch. You'll just mitigate this shine violation by covering that up somehow. And so anything metallic or anything plastic has the potential to be a shine indicator, so just be aware of that. Paint can help a lot. There's some things you can't always paint though. Also, your gear can become a shine indicator when it's wet. So you may have your rifle painted all nice and camo, so it's nice and dull, but you just come through a rainstorm and it's going to be wet, and it's going to be your shine factor goes up when things are wet. That's something you just have to be aware of. There's not a lot you can do about that. If you're in a rainstorm, things are going to get wet. Ponchos, since they're kind of slick and plastic, when they get wet, they're a big shine indicator. The newer Gore-Tex stuff, not so much, because it's got that Cordura stuff or whatever. So anyway, just be aware of shine indicators. Make sure that you're doing what you can to mitigate any shine coming from you, and be situationally aware enough so that when your enemy violates the shine indicator, you'll be able to capitalize upon it. Okay, if you have any questions, go ahead and post them below. I'll do my best to answer them. As always, if you like what I do, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all the likes, shares, and subscribes. And we'll see you next time.